Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. I'm one of the hosts, White Chocolate, filling in for Frank temporarily. He's on his way, so we'll do our best to hold down the fort for him until he gets here. This is a show we talk sports with comedians, and so without further ado, let's start bringing the boys in. Howie Bell's in the building. Howie, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, White Chocolate? How are you, man?
I'm good. No complaints. All right, let's bring in our next guest, Damian Jones. D. Jones, how you doing?
What's up, good brothers?
D. Jones, what it do?
What's up, Howie Bizel?
Man, you got it, brother. You got it.
All right, and last, let's bring in filmmaker Jason Hayes. Jason, welcome. How you doing?
Hey, fresh from Detroit. What up, though?
You got it down pat.
You ain't got your Pistons jersey on, brother. What's happening?
Nah, that's Jack and Jill. That's Jack and Jill, man. That's my old honeydew uniform.
Yeah. I'm hip to the Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
I was trying to get my daughter in the Jack and Jill. They say we ain't have enough money. You must be a baller.
Hey. Hey.
Yeah, that's what you have for that. Hey.
I know it's expensive, I can tell you that.
It is. I was being facetious, but it is.
Hopefully you guys all had a great weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Nice and quiet over here where I am, so
man,
no
I went
complaints.
to the America's 250 celebration. It was incredible.
I know you.
Right.
You told me you was there, Howard.
That is cool. That is cool.
Yeah, I was one of the vendors. Yeah, you know, I sold Obama shirts. I didn't sell one shirt.
Was you selling cotton candy?
They would have bought all that. But I didn't sell any of that. I was selling Obama merch.
I know why they was marching now with them flags, wearing them masks now. Everybody Obama shirts.
Right.
They got in formation.
Frank is here. Frank, we really haven't got started. We're doing our little introductions here. So
Happy birthday, old man.
Happy birthday,
Frank. What's up, good brother?
Thank you, guys. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the videos. I got to say, y'all all made me laugh. Like I appreciated that, especially when Jay held up the. I don't know if you all saw your other video. Well, I'll make sure we all see the videos. But Jay held up his fingers like on my birthday.
Hey, I cursed all Boston sports.
Yeah, on my birthday. On my birthday.
Good job, Jay. Wait, hold on. Not a good job. Wait a minute.
And then D. Jones act like I was 90. That was funny. You know what I mean?
I said he wrote, I was born by the river.
Again, I want to thank you guys for doing that, man. Taking out the time, I greatly appreciate that, man. That was great. You know, I got a lot of them. I didn't even count them. I mean, I sat down with my wife for 40 minutes. I don't know how she got y'all's numbers, but that goes to tell y'all your wife can sneak in and crack any of your stuff and get any of your stuff anytime she wants to. So,
hey, listen, when she texted me, I was like,
see what I'm saying? Like there you go. Like, I'm like,
hey, I said the same thing. I was like, these wives are very cunning. I was like, how did you get my phone number?
I call my wife Brucette Wayne for a reason. Like, don't sleep. Bruce Wayne got his, but she's Brucette. You know what I mean? Like she will find a way. You know what I mean? One of the best. All right, so Steve, thank you for holding it down. We got a lot to talk about, man. It was since we've been on, it's been what you want to say, a very interesting last couple of days leading up before the holiday and definitely before the holiday. So let's dive in. Howard, you gonna go first? Let me just first pull up my stories here and say, I don't know if you guys got a chance to see, but Donald Trump decided he wanted to make the news because he wanted to say on the U.S. national men's team got word that striker Folarian Balogun, I think his name is Balogun. I don't pronounce his name right. I'm sorry, I butchered it.
Logan.
Balogun, is that what it? Whatever.
Yeah.
But he's
Logan or something like that. Yeah.
For the World Cup, of 16 game against Belgium after his red card was overturned, it is reported that President Donald Trump called FIFA President Gianni Infantino, or is it Infantino? Maybe that's a name that Steve could have pronounced, on last Wednesday, and asked for the World Cup governing body to review the ban. Monday, Trump confirmed, saying that he's taking credit for the reversal of the call. And his quote is, "All I did, I asked for a review. Of course, I didn't think it was a foul." And the president reiterated several times. And he obviously went in knowing today that he wants to be the man who helped make sure that it wasn't a foul, and he was going to be able to move for that. Again, to take credit for, something that I'm willing to bet Howard he ain't have nothing to do. But that's just me. You know what I mean? Howard, what's your take on Donald Trump being able to come in and take credit for this?
Listen, man, I'm not willing to bet. I'll bet the farm that he had absolutely nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? He just made a call, man. But he's like, let me stop getting upset, because when you get upset about idiots, you become an idiot. So let me just say this, man. The dude is just not there anymore. I mean, you got Demetria to me. I mean, he's out of sorts. He's he's a loose cannon. So anything he does from this point on, just really, if you try to make logical sense of it, you're actually gonna drive your ass over the damn wall. So it's really, man. What do I make of this? The same thing I make of a kid drawing on the ground with chalk. Nothing. When the rain comes, it's gone, bro. This is it.
That's a great analogy. I like that. Damian Jones, comedian D. Jones. I thought about this too, man, because this news broke out at the same time when Donald Trump posted another disparaging remark, a post about Michelle Obama and President Barack Obama. Same time. What's your thoughts on this, D. Jones?
Well, listen, we're talking about the president, okay? And I'm gonna just be honest with you. The president I know is honorable. He's noble. He's a fighter. He's a leader. He fought for this country against aliens in Independence Day. That president. That's the president I'm talking about. Okay. Donald Trump. I can't say what I want to say about Donald Trump. If we gonna stay on this streaming device here. So how Pootie Tang would say, side-eye.
Filmmaker Jason Hayes. First of all, I know you speak out prominently a lot of times against politics and everything else. When you saw this news, man, what was your take on that?
All right, this is my take. Because unlike the rest of you guys, I actually follow FIFA and care.
How you gonna just throw shots at us?
Yeah.
Am I lying though?
No.
Okay. There you have it.
Sometimes you always gotta speak the truth.
I'm a casual follower.
The highlights follower. Yeah.
Beckham is that guy.
I watch games.
Yeah. So this is my takeaway. First off, the red card was bogus.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it was a bogus red card from the start, and it just seemed like incredibly unfair. I mean, it almost felt like the international referee just felt the way about the United States, and he just took the opportunity to take away, arguably clearly their best player.
Yeah.
So it felt like that. And it felt like no recourse, could be done, because it felt like an egregious call, to be honest. Having said that, I don't doubt that Donald Trump made the phone call and probably said inquire about whatever, but it ain't because he was paying attention. It's because, somebody told him, hey, man, call this dude, man, because this is terrible, and he did it. Now, whether or not they had any sway in the decision or not, I don't know. But what I do know is this. You know how they say the ego always wants to take credit? Like everything in life, the ego wants credit for it. And there's nobody more egomaniacal than that guy in the White House right now. He could have quietly done it. As I'm certain that every president before him probably did. Just quietly handled it. They said, you took a look at it or whatever. And had he just left it at that, let's say they just made the reversal say, we looked at it, we disagree with it, we can't penalize the United States, a host country, in this kind of way because we don't think it was a foul, and he says nothing, then it quietly goes away. They looked at it. Most people wouldn't disagree with it, but because he interjects himself into it, because he has to have credit, now it's a whole other thing now. And that's what I can't stand about that dude.
100%. All right, let me keep it moving. I want to talk one more story before we talk about what the hottest things is. This is a really sad story, Howie. I'm not sure if you guys even saw this, man, but the sister and stepmother of Dodgers catcher Elisa Alfonso Jr., he was called up to the Dodgers from the minor leagues on Saturday. He found out his sister and his stepmother were found dead on Sunday in Venezuela. That was obviously because of the Venezuela earthquake that happened, that killed a lot. Like, people's trying to figure out still what the tally is. Last time I checked, there were 40,000 people still missing. The news came just hours before Alfonso was set to make his Major League Baseball debut. His sister was 16 years old, and his stepmother Patricia, have been missing for more than a week. And as we know, there was 2 massive earthquakes that struck Venezuela on June 24th, and they eventually were found dead on Sunday. I don't even know how to say anything except to say, when you jump in on something like this, and you kind of forced that you have to still compete. You know what I mean, Howie? He's a minor leaguer. If he was a pro, he probably wouldn't have had to do this and everything. He's a minor leaguer trying to make it, to be able to send some money back home. Howie, what's your take, bro?
Yeah, it's a sad story, man. To say the least. Sad is probably an understatement of the year. You know what's even crazy about this earthquake situation in Venezuela is some people that actually got deported back to Venezuela right before this happened. Is that not the most ironic thing? But and got killed. People have got killed that just went back. So, but then just him have to deal with that, man. And then he got to play, and then you gotta, man. I tell you, boy, life did you some sour grapes, don't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
it really does.
The second you think you had a slice of cake, you know what I'm saying? Here comes some sour grapes, baby. I mean, right there, right on the heels of it, man. My thoughts and prayers and everything go out to him, man, and his, surviving family and everybody. Like, that's tough, man. That's tough. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, he's not a professional, so he can't just take off. He's still trying to get in.
Right.
So he can't just take off. You know what I'm saying? That's tough, man. That's tough, man. I tell you, athletics, man, people don't give athletes enough credit for having to deal with everything they deal with and be physically superior. That's tough.
All right. So, D. Jones, what's your take on this, bro? Because, when you're in a position that you have to play, you just have to play. You know what I mean? And this kid was coming up from the Dodgers, and he was if he had been a little bit good, he would have been able to take care of his whole family. Because, again, it's the Dodgers, and they spend money. What's your take, D?
Right. It's just unfortunate timing. Earthquakes, floods, tornadoes, hurricanes, man. It's a lot of natural disasters going on, man, and it's scary out here. It's almost biblical, you could say. And just, prayers go out to everybody in Venezuela who's dealing with this. That's a lot of loss. Has there ever been a natural disaster that had that many deaths?
Yeah, Mexico City.
Yeah, down there. Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, y'all older than me, so probably not in my lifetime, but
it's been in your life.
Y'all seen a lot more than me. Y'all seen 60 more years than me, Frank.
Oh, so you were born yesterday? That's what you say? I knew you was born at night, but I didn't know it was last night. All right. What's your take, Jay, bro? How you looking at this?
I mean, it's just tragic all the way across the board, man. But then, it's interesting how people love to say that sports and politics are separate. When there is no separateness to sports and politics. Like, if you just want to say shut up, I don't want to hear about this person that I like, and that you hate, even though we both root for the same team. That's one thing. But to say that it's separate makes no sense to me, man, because those are real people, and there's always going to be overlap and a cross section of all those things. And this is no greater example than that. This dude is here at the peak of baseball season. This happens, and he's directly affected.
Right.
So now the real world and geopolitical politics spills over into the sports because it's tied to everything else. Because the opposition president who won the Nobel Peace Prize and gave it to Trump, who's here in the United States, she wanted to return to Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
And the Trump administration said, no, you can't go back to Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
Why? You know what I'm saying? So that's geopolitics getting involved. You know, she's trying to go back and help to be a person that shows why she got the Nobel Peace Prize.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the first place. And he's showing why they never gave his ass one.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because he don't care about helping other people, man. So to me, man, I mean, it's just a cross section of all those things that people don't like to talk about because of the ugly truth. You know, they circle around the tragedy. Oh, it's tragic and all this other stuff. Let's pray. But then when you have a chance to do something about it, you don't. So, man, I'm just burned out on these people, man, to be honest.
I am too. But I'm looking at the time. I'm looking at the time, and I want to get to this next topic because so much happened since we last on the air. Jaylen Brown was traded to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yes, he was.
This story has changed so many times since the day he was traded. And then today, Brad Stevens came out and he did his thing. And I watched the whole thing. Now I even have a more understanding of why the Celtics did it. I don't necessarily agree with it. But I'll tell you all my take after you all, unless you all want me to go first. It depends on how you want to do it. But
I want to hear your take, Frank, because we're not there.
Okay.
I don't care. How about that part?
There you go. But there's a huge Howie. There's a huge thing going on. There's a huge reason why it happened. But I'm interested in seeing what you guys thought because his trade to the Sixers seemed on Wednesday. It seemed one of the most dumbest, idiotic trades in Boston Celtic history. Now I understand why they did it, and it just backed up some of the stuff I thought. But Howie, I'll let you go first if you want to go first.
Well, from the just from the surface level, because I'm not there on the in-depth news reporting, from a standpoint. But I'd say this, man, that was a power move on the Sixers' behalf. Now, I don't know how Boston's going to benefit, but the Sixers look very goddamn solid. That just made them a better team. Instantly made them a deep playoff running team. Instantly. So I'd be worried. But shit, Detroit ain't even made no major moves yet. I'm sitting up here worried. I know news has come out about Durant maybe interested in coming to Detroit.
I'll tell you why in a second. I'll tell you why Detroit made no moves in a second.
Okay,
now I understand. Go ahead.
Detroit, but I just I said, man, damn, I got jealous. I was like, man, the Sixers got a squad. You know what I mean? Like for real, they solid, bro. So that's my take on that. From the Boston aspect, I don't know all of how they benefit as of yet. So I just don't really know how to speak on. I don't know what they got out the trade.
All right, D Jones, you want to jump in? Go ahead.
Well, I hate 3/4 of Boston sports. Okay, and so I was okay with him leaving because I hated dealing with that. Him and Tatum, I feel like they did it on a money move because they didn't want to pay him all that money. I also feel like they picked sides and they picked Jason Tatum over Jaylen Brown. I think they picked the person that was less vocal out the two, that wasn't going to speak up for what he believed and what he think. So they picked Jason Tatum. And I guess they're going to free up some money after they get rid of Paul George because that's the terrible contract from a terrible player right now.
It's
expiring though.
Yeah, and I don't know why they didn't trade him to Detroit, but I guess you would tell us because I thought Jaylen for Jaylen and a pick might have been better, but then y'all got Mitchell Robinson, so maybe y'all didn't want another center who really couldn't shoot a three. 1 is enough, and y'all got that now. And I've been hating y'all since, and there's a steal by Bird. Now I hope y'all never win again.
Hilarious. My man, D Jones. All right, filmmaker Jason Hayes. I know you saw the trade. Jaylen Brown traded to the Sixers. Talk to me about your thoughts initially, and then I'll jump in.
my first thought is the silly fingers are working in Boston. They're working, boy. Y'all, man, y'all falling apart. I mean, everything just busting at the seams. Y'all choosing the wrong player. You know, Brad Stevens coming out here tap dancing and hemming and hawing in front of everybody. Because now here's the thing that they're not gonna say. What he can't say is the owner is not gonna want to pay Jalen and Jason in 2 years. Actually, I mean, their contracts are a year apart. We only can pay one of them. Decide which one we're going to pay, and then we got to offload the other one. But what they messed up was they tried to sneak trade the dude, and the deal fell through for Giannis, and now it's scorched earth with him. So now he feels betrayed. He's already like not feeling the love. He wants out. They know he wants out. Every other NBA team knows he wants out. They know they don't want to pay him. So now you got to get what you can get for him. And once you didn't get Giannis, everything that you was going to get after that was going to be less. Because Giannis was the one shot they had to get kind of equal return for him. And so the fact that they traded him not only in the Eastern Conference, they traded him in the division, means that Philly was the only team to offer them anything of note.
Yeah.
Okay,
Which means that nobody else offered them anything remotely close to what Philadelphia offered them. And they had no choice but to sell him for pennies on the dollar. And now they got to deal with that dude within their division for the next 10 years.
Okay, so maybe I should have went first. Because what happened was that was came out in the last 2 days is Bill Simmons reported that Giannis preferred Boston. Giannis wanted an extra year. He wanted 3 years instead of 2 years. The Celtics wanted to stick him with 2-year option and then give him the player option for the 3rd year, and they were haggling over a couple $1 million. That's one. Giannis decided to say no. Giannis said no, don't want to do it. So what did Giannis do? He chose Miami over that. They continued to try to trade Jaylen Brown after that, after Giannis said that, and Jaylen Brown nixed a lot of the teams, and he nixed all the teams in the West. So he didn't want to go out West. He just didn't want to do it because they had something, and it's also been reported too that he had a chance to go to Portland. He turned that down. He had a chance to go to Sacramento. He turned that down. Detroit wasn't even offered, which was the reason why I wanted to bring up Detroit. But the real reason why the Celtics traded him that I understood after listening to the thing today, which is also going to affect every NBA team, due to the structure of the brand new collective bargaining agreement, this new CBA that got instituted 2 years ago, the ball started rolling 3 years ago. If you have 2 or 3 salary max players, and if you go under the second, if you're not above the second apron, 2 years out of 4 years, you get taxed $25 million per $1 million. So meaning every $1 million that you have paid a player over, the NBA will tax you $25 million on top of the extra $1 million. So you could be playing excess of millions of dollars, which now I wanted to make sure you guys understood this, is now that's disrupting everybody. It's affecting Detroit because it's the reason why I also found out today that Detroit hasn't signed Duren, because Duren I found this out today too. He has a deal on the table. He didn't accept it, and he didn't accept it because he wants more money. Detroit only offered him so much money because they're scared of the second apron. Detroit made a play. It's the huge thing too. Detroit made a huge play for Tobias Harris to come in from Philly. He's making too much money. Detroit there's like 5 or 6 teams that were so worried about the second apron this season with players they have that they didn't want to make a move for Jaylen Brown, and next thing you know, that domino started affecting everything else. So according to Bill Simmons again on I think it was his podcast or some live stream he said today, which it basically was teaching me some things about the CBA I didn't know. The CBA is going to mess up OKC after next season. It's going to mess up a couple of San Antonio in 3 years because they're getting ready to have max players. So anybody who has one max player on their roster and about to have 2, look at what the Celtics did because it's going to happen to you too. And the Celtics are just one of the first teams because the CBA was instituted you could say 3 years ago, but it went into effect 2 seasons ago, which is the reason why the Celtics team that in 2024 is now broken up and the only player there available is Jason Tatum, because they didn't want to pay Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum because Jason Tatum had that second apron hit coming up on July 15th. His hit was going to go from $35 million to $70 million. So the Celtics made a trade for Paul George, which everybody looks at like this is a horrible contract, but nobody's talking about this one fact. And the second year after Paul George plays 1 season, he has an option to opt in. People are saying, oh, he's definitely going to opt in, which he can. But the Celtics can also decline and say, you know what, he opted in, but we could decide to waive him, which they couldn't before. So now they would have saved $35 to $70 million. That's the reason why they did. I don't care what nobody says. It was all about money. It's all basically, once you add it all up down, they didn't want to pay Tatum and Brown and pay those extra max up on top of all that money on what they were going to pay. And Jaylen Brown was done the minute Jason Tatum signed his max, if that makes sense to you, because he came the second year, you know what I mean? So Jaylen Brown's the longest tenured Celtic, and when Jason Tatum is right behind him the following year, they both maxed out. So the minute Tatum signed his max, he was over. He was done. So now that you all know that, I don't know if that changes some of your things, but the Detroit Pistons not going to be the same team. Like after this year, they're not going to be the same. That's why the Knicks about to hit they about to, you can already see the Knicks with some aspects of it. You know what I mean? We're not re-signing the kid Mitchell Robinson. Yeah. Right. But also the key thing is, and I'll let you all speak. Nobody's talking about Jay Brunson. What Brunson did was amazing. When I say amazing, it was amazing because he didn't take a max contract. He's not so if the Knicks play their cards right, they won't have by end of next season, they won't have 2 max players. They can still keep more of their team together because they won't have 2 max players pushing them up to the brink where they have to make a trade, even though their owner seemed like he's stupid and he's still going to do something anyway because he doesn't want to, fall into that max. But a lot of teams get ready to do this, man. And that's also the reason why at the end of next season, I don't see the Sixers keeping Joel Embiid either. You know what I mean? I just don't see him because now they're going to have Brown and Joel Embiid. You know what I mean? They're going to have 2 max players, So I don't see how they're going to do that either. So now
they paid Maxey. So,
yeah. So you see what
that's the league, man, creating this stronger parity that we're talking about.
Exactly.
They don't want anybody to be. If you're gonna win back to back and do all that stuff, like you got to be really strategic in the way that you put your team together. It is no more. They're trying to stop that big 3 paid the superstar stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Because
do you like it though, Howie? Do you like it? Because now you're saying the whole reason now why they won't be. I don't see how you repeat without having keeping your team together. I don't see how
you gotta have 3 great players to me. So I could be wrong, but I don't know. The way that they're doing this is like they're trying to keep that balance, man. That's what it seems like. But the association also found a way to get paid though. If you want to do it like that, we tax you $25 million per million. That's a lot of money, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you want to keep certain players or keep a certain player and you want to pay him the max and keep this guy paying the max, the association's like, all right, well, you got to pay for that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, like White Chocolate just said, there's one part I forgot to mention this too. Once you get a contract, it's fully guaranteed, for that season, you can't do nothing with it. You're stuck. You're stuck, which is the reason why the Celtics is stuck. You know what I mean? And the Pistons about to be pushed to the brink. The Knicks getting ready to get pushed there. Cleveland's gonna, if James Harden resigns with Cleveland, he's gonna be. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna be stuck if you decide to stick with that. You know what I don't know. I just know I don't like it in some aspects, but then I love it because it's going to give parity to every team is going to have a shot. If you draft really well, you're going to be in the mix. You know what I mean?
And I'm about to say this too before you move on to somebody else. Is that now these recruiters and people that's drafting and going, they got to go into real deep think tanks now in the way they recruit. Like they going to go to middle school in a minute. They probably already are. You know what I'm saying? Like, and really trying to hone these young guys early that are maybe not necessarily on the radar. Like, you're going to have to go and dig deep and find some hidden jewels now. That's the way it is.
Yeah,
That's
but
the way it's getting.
OKC seems like they tough because they got so many draft picks. You got to stack your draft picks. D Jones, now that you know what I know and I told you everything else, does it change your mindset or anything like that? Are you concerned? Because, you know, if the Pistons don't do something this year, I don't know how, unless they draft really, really well and get somebody really, really good.
Listen, I don't own the Pistons. Tom Gores does. Spend the money. I don't care. Get fined. We want to win. Get 4 or 5 max deals. It's not my money, okay? Go get what we got to do to help Cade win a championship. It's been since 04 since we won a championship. It's been too long in this city. I demand you pick up some players right now because it ain't my money. I ain't spending it, okay? And Jay, I'm sorry. This seemed like the LeBron effect. I am sorry, dog.
The funny thing is we're gonna talk about LeBron too, but honestly, I think that's why LeBron ain't on the team right now. I think LeBron would be on the team, but I think there's concerns about financial. But we'll get to that in a second. We're gonna get to LeBron in a second. Jay, I've explained it a little bit more. You got a little bit. Does it change your thought process about anything? And you know, because now, especially with the teams with the second apron and these fully guaranteed contracts that you can't get out of, you know that. Like I said, Paul George has that one contract that's horrible, Jay. But his contract was signed before this thing, so the Patriots can literally, the Celtics can waive him after the second season once he opts in. And I'm willing to bet that's exactly what they do. But anyway, what's your take on this whole situation, Jay, now that you know a little bit more?
It changes nothing about what I said. See, this is when I'm so grateful that I actually studied business and that I pay attention, to how money people move, and I'm happy to be a media maker, who understands, wording and language. Right. See, they present it as if, what are we to do? We're gonna have the apron. Well, who created the apron? Right. So who created it? The owners.
Right.
The owners got together in their own little owner cabal, and they said, how can we drive down salaries? How can we cap what players will be allowed to make on any level? Now, right now it's phrasing about, well, if you want to win, you got to take less money. That's dumb as hell, because the owners ain't never taking less money for nothing, right? So now, so they tried that at first. So now with this apron business, it means that nobody, even if they're willing to overpay, are going to be willing to overpay. You know what I'm saying? So that's bad for everybody across the board, because now, since nobody can carry 2 max salaries, so now it went from like being able to carry 3 max deals to being able to carry 2 max deals to now, if you have more than 1 max deal, pushing you towards like this arbitrary salary cap, then nobody wants to pay that money, which means that everybody has to take less in the long run if they want to play in the NBA.
But Jay, you 100% right. I didn't mean to cut you off, but you're 1,000% right. But there's one thing that you didn't say. You got to say that the players accepted that. They didn't have to take it. When the collective bargaining agreement came in, they presented it, and the players agreed to take it. Now they all mad. You know what I mean? But I didn't mean to interrupt you, Jay.
Right. The NBA owners did this.
Right. They put it out there as a negotiating tactic, and the players accepted it.
Well, they had no choice because they owned the league.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So what are they gonna do? Go play in Spain?
Yeah,
no, they're not. True. So what I'm saying is the owners love to say, parrot out, these Brad Stevens of the world and say, we have no choice. Our hands are tied. We have to pay this guy who worked his tail off and bled for us and won a championship, all this stuff because of the apron. As if they had no choice in the apron existing. They chose this. They made this gun to your head, an offer they cannot refuse thing to the players. Either you accept this or we shut down the league and nobody makes any money. We making money other places with billionaires already. We can ride this thing out. You take this deal or you don't. And that's what's happening right now. I'm never going to side with the owners. Ever in life.
Can I ask you another question, Jay? Can I ask you another question? I interrupt you again. I'm sorry. But I want to ask you a question. Actually, I'm going to ask all of you this question. I'm going to just start with Jay. Do you think the NBA, because of this situation, is headed for a lockout in the near future when the next collective bargaining agreement comes up, which I think might be the next 3 years. Do you see an NBA lockout coming, an NBA, I don't know, strike, so to speak? Do you see some kind of four-pass, coming to a head, Jay?
Yes. I mean, short term, whether it's 3 years or whether it's 5 or 6 years, yes, because everybody's money is getting ready to go down.
Right.
While TV contract revenue will be going up.
Right.
And they're gonna be, and they're gonna get wise. Some players said this, I forget who it was. It comes from everybody in the show, but he was saying that they're always outgunned at the negotiating table. The owners show up and the NBA shows up with all these high-powered lawyers and all this stuff, negotiating against them. Oh, it was the kid played for the Lakers, a light-skinned dude from Flint. You know what I'm talking about? Played for the Lakers. He got traded to the Wizards. Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma wrote that. Yeah. He said that the players need better representation. He said the players need to be represented by people who are just as business savvy, who was just as equally lawyered up to sit down, and match weapons with what they're dealing with. Because now you got player reps, man. You know what I'm saying? Most of these dudes don't even have college degrees, let alone business acumen and all this other stuff that they need to have, to deal with these lawyers and the NBA ownership group. So he was like, they're getting hosed right now. And it's very, very true. I mean, that's just what's happening right now. It's a terrible deal because they're going in not prepared to deal with titans of industry who already know how to do these things, and they got to get better representation.
Howie Bell, I'm going to ask you the same question, but before I ask you that question, I want to say something because Steve wrote something. This is going to give you a clear understanding of the second apron of why they did that. Repeater penalties, if within that 4 years span, remember I was telling you that, so I said that within that 4 year span, you got to be under the aprons 2 times. Repeater penalties is $2.50 per dollar over the limit. So if you're over by $100 million, then your tax is $250 million that you have to pay as a team, which is exactly the reason Steve put up the exact perfect example, which is exactly the reason why the Celtics don't want to do it. The Spurs are getting ready to do that. There's teams that are right to that point that they're not going to want to do it. So I'm asking you, Howie, do you see the NBA coming to a pass? Whereas, because I clear as do, I don't know if y'all do, but I see an NBA impasse where we're going to have a team that's going to, a league that's going to strike. And nobody's talking about the thing that Jay just said either, because this is also the same reason why the league is pushing so heavy for there to add 2 more teams so the NBA owners can make more money. And the players are all capped at certain level. You know what I'm saying? Because the owners all split the money of what's made
30 ways.
Yeah, they split it.
And the players split it 400 ways.
Right. And then they add 2 more teams. So now they're going to make more money, but the players are capped. How about what you think?
They like puppet masters, ain't they?
Yeah.
They just it's doing like this.
It's more like plantation owners. That's more what it's like.
Yeah, plantation owners with the little niggly puppets.
The nigglets.
The little niggly puppets on the street. That's just what it is, man. We gotta be honest, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's what it is. They can do whatever they want to do.
Correct.
They got the money. They can wait out stuff. They can do whatever. They can hire the best attorney. They can wait. They got the money, and they can put that high-ass penalty on you. $250 per 100 million? Wow. They can do whatever they want to do. Basically, shut up and play basketball. I'm telling you, that's what it's boiling down to again. This is what America is right now. Y'all don't see it. The climate right now is all about taking away all those hell of a contracts and all this stuff because making black people rich, bro. They're done with that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you ungrateful black ass, you better take this $5. Or you ain't playing, I'm gonna get somebody else to take this $5.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
I give them 3. Right.
I give them 3, as a matter of fact.
So D Jones, there's even another thing that I did not mention. There's another thing too that's hidden there too. Now, mind you, I don't call myself the smartest brother in the room. I very rarely do, but I ain't that stupid either. You ain't getting me with this one. So I want to make sure I make you all aware of this too. Not only is the NBA adding 2 more teams, but the NBA is adding a European league that the NBA owners here will split up by adding an additional 8 to 12 more teams in Europe in the next 8 months. I mean, the next 18 months, which, as we all know, because remember on Box Seats, we've talked about the NBA expanding with an NBA European League. We've talked about it. But guess what? The players are still going to be forced to that cap, but the NBA owners will now, you have 2 teams here and another 8 to 12 more teams there, which was, you could literally say you will have another ownership pot of 14 additional teams, which now brings up to 42 to 44 teams, D Jones, where they'll be splitting the money revenue off of 42 teams. D Jones, how's that sitting with you?
Well, first let's go back to you saying not the smartest person in the room, but maybe the oldest. You might be the oldest, Frank. And y'all glossing over like really a great point, okay? We talking about teams and adding teams and first aprons and second aprons. And Trajan Langdon ain't put an apron on because he ain't cooking nothing. The crust of the whole topic is, can you go get some help for Cade Cunningham? I don't care about aprons. I don't care about other teams and their money. I ain't got the money. I don't care, okay? They making $100 million to play basketball. And I'm over here crying every night because we ain't got no help for Cade, okay? That's the real point. That's what we need to be talking about and discussing. That's what we need to be talking about.
Well, I got some bad news for you. As I saw a ticker, bad news is Detroit ain't getting no help. Detroit ain't getting no help. Like,
I just saw today, though, that they had a couple rumors that Durant was interested in coming. So I did see that.
What they're trying to do, Howie, what they're trying to do is they're trying to make sure they bring him back, but he's trying to get a max contract. Like, he's trying to get
you talking about Kevin Durant.
You talking about Kevin Durant?
Kevin Durant. Yeah, I saw a couple of reports that said that Kevin Durant.
I don't want Kevin Durant.
He's interested in coming here himself too. So that's All
right, but I could put a pin in that bubble right now and tell you whoever said that and everything else ain't.
That's what they've been talking about for about 2-3 days, Frank.
Yeah, but they're not paying attention to the money on how it's working. And if they bring in Kevin Durant, you're gonna lose 2 players on your team. That's the only way they make.
Oh, we're gonna definitely lose. We're gonna definitely lose somebody. That's what they're
Kevin Durant's not staying but a year or 2.
Yeah, but the thing is, remember now with this new salary thing, the money got to match. You know what I mean? The money got to match. So if the money don't match, and ain't nobody on Detroit making Kevin Durant money. You know what I mean?
No,
so when Kevin Durant comes, you got to add up 2 players who gonna make that money match, and they gonna leave. So who the 2 players? Y'all just lost. Who y'all just lose to?
Beef Stew, Marcus Sasser, Tobias Harris.
Yeah, y'all
we
lost.
Got some money freed up though, Frank.
All right.
Detroit got money freed up right now. That's why they clean out, and that's why they talking serious about Kevin Durant.
And Trey Murphy. I would rather have Trey Murphy, but
Trey Murphy's being talked about with everybody.
No, Detroit need real shooters and real points, man. So
Trey Murphy.
But Durant is really not a bad option either. You know what I'm saying? Because he may not be a defensive guy like that, but we need scoring bad. And Kevin Durant could bring an extra 30, 35 points. You know what I'm saying? A game, really.
I don't know if his body gonna hold up, Howie.
Yeah,
nobody knows. But nobody.
All right, so let's talk about the other big news. I don't know if you guys saw this in the NBA. I'm looking at my time. And there's the reason why I wanted to bring this up because we're talking about Detroit. But the Sacramento Kings waived DeMar DeRozan today. And he's a 6-time NBA All-Star. You all know he's a scorer. He's on the free agent market. He's trying to figure out where he wants to go. But he got released a couple of hours ago. Since DeMar DeRozan I don't know where you all see. I know you want him to go to Detroit. I know you're hoping that. But I think DeMar DeRozan wants to win the chip, Howie. So I think he might, because he's made a lot of money. I can see him joining a couple of teams that can help him get over that hump, Howie. Where you see him going?
He may come to Detroit, man. Honestly, I saw some reports on him too. You know what I'm saying? Detroit and stuff. So I mean, if they can make some moves and switch some thing around, they can get Rosen and Durant. Detroit would be a whole different team, man. Rosen, Durant, and Cade Cunningham. That'll be our base, man. And I think we can go from there. And to be honest, I would love to see that happen. You know what I'm saying? DeRozan is right there, bro. They talking about him too.
Okay.
Detroit is gonna make a major move, bro, and they haven't made one yet. They're gonna make it in a minute.
Okay.
Why?
So D Jones, what's your take on this DeMar DeRozan? Sacramento Kings released him. He's an unrestricted free agent. He can play anywhere he wants for any amount of money. Where you see him going? I'm gonna tell y'all the team I see him going to in a second, but where you see him going? D Jones?
I'm gonna go Philly, man. I think Philly is stacking up, and he come on. If he's the sixth man on Philly, if he wants to be that role, they already got Anthony Simons. And if you add DeRozan to it, man, they got a hell of a squad over there in Philadelphia.
Yep, man.
Or Miami.
That's those are my two teams, Miami and Philly. The two
Miami.
teams I can see him going to if he wants to try to win the chip this year. But there's one more team. I want to see. Let me see if Jay hits on it. Jay, filmmaker Jason Hayes is back, y'all. What do you think, Jay? Like, first talk to me about Sacramento waiving DeMar DeRozan, and two, tell me where you think he's gonna land. Yeah, and you know he wants to win a chip because he's getting up there. Where you think he wants? And he's still very productive. What's your take, D? I mean, Jay.
Clearly, they're just trying to save money, as owners are allowed to do, but players are not allowed to make money. He wants to win, bro. So honestly, he might go back to Toronto. He may go back and join Kawhi, and them young boys that got out there, that really pushed Cleveland in the playoffs last year. Miami makes sense. Philadelphia doesn't make sense to me because of Edgecombe. And maybe Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Because they're close, and they need to add depth, and an additional scorer, to help, to help out Cade. So, yeah, I mean, those are my three for him, I think.
Hey, I got one other sleeper team. You all mentioned all my teams, but I think he might take a look at Atlanta too, or Washington D.C. because Washington is putting together a nice squad, and Atlanta is, they brought back C.J. McCollum, so he would probably play off that. But and
he could go back to San Antonio too.
Yeah, he could go back to San Antonio and do that too, because San Antonio desperately needs him if he wants to go out west. I think
if he wants to win, he ain't going to Atlanta or the Wizards, bro. They are not winning anytime soon.
No,
Atlanta. Don't sleep on Atlanta.
No, they're not going nowhere, bro. They're not going nowhere.
If you add him
with the team you have, I think you could do a little something. You might not win the chip, but you definitely go further than you did.
I'm a shot at, hey, listen, I'm a high dose of heroin sleeping on Atlanta.
All right, so the last one I want to talk about. Let me take this one off. Did you all see about Rui Hachimura? Like he signed with the Clippers? Yeah, I thought that was interesting because
he signed with the who?
The Clippers, the LA Clippers. I thought he was leaving LA.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he left the Lakers. He stayed in LA, his house in LA, but he signed on with the Clippers. He turned down a couple of suitors, and according to some of these things, I don't know if you all saw this and everything else, but there were a couple of teams that he turned down, and one of the teams he turned down is guess who? Detroit, Golden State, Minnesota, Brooklyn, and San Antonio.
I get that.
Yeah, but he wanted to play for the Clippers. Howie, what's your take on not returning to the Lakers and playing for the Clippers?
You know what? This story really don't mean a shit to me. I'm sorry. Excuse my language. That's just. I mean, who cares about this guy? Really? You know what I'm saying? I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's okay. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't really. I mean, okay. He went to the Clippers. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, that didn't really do nothing. I don't think he moved the needle with either one of the teams either. But I say this on the side note: the Los Angeles Lakers have become the whitest team in all of the world, and so
the Snowtime Lakers, that's what they call them.
Snowtime Lakers. So, I don't know, man. I don't know, but I just want to say that.
All right, D. Jones. I know you would have taken him in a second if he had.
I like Rui. I wasn't like, oh, we need Rui, but I like Rui. He's trying to prove that he can be that number one, and this is opportunity to prove that with the Clippers. Because all the teams you name, he wasn't gonna be that number one option, but he got a chance to be that with the Clippers.
Yeah, because they lost. What's his name? Yeah. All right, Jay, what's your take on this?
See, what y'all forget is that Rui is a literal Blackanese.
Yeah.
Okay? He barely speaks English well. Okay? So, if he's in LA, at least it's a major city on the Pacific, and that's only like a day flight for him to go back home to Japan. But if I got a choice to like play in any of those places that you named, I'm choosing LA too.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, since I was already there, but it's more indicative of how catastrophic I think the mistake that the Lakers are making. Because Rui was probably their third best player last year. Like overall. To me, Rui, was more reliable than Austin Reeves was.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So to let that dude walk, when he's like, 6'8", 6'9", he can knock down open threes, he can go up the bounce, he rebounds well.
Yeah, he's scoring. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's legitimately really good player for you. And if you give him a bigger role, he can do more for you. So him signing with the Clippers, with Kawhi being moved out, I see why the Clippers make a push to keep him in LA because he's a really good player. He can help them. And but but unlike other dudes, I don't think Rui cares about winning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He just cares about making his money in a city where he can get good sashimi and get back to Japan real quick. With a whole bunch of beautiful things running around the streets. That's all he needs.
That's what he's doing.
And LA got plenty of that.
Howie, I did want to circle back to this LeBron James thing because I heard there were 10 teams that are suitors, Howie, 10. But then I heard a report today that made me think a lot about, after we had this discussion about the second apron and everything else. Then I thought about something else, Howie. So here we are with the 10 teams. You got the Sixers, the Cleveland Cavaliers, Denver Nuggets, Minnesota Timberwolves, Miami Heat, New York Knicks, Golden State Warriors, Dallas Mavericks, Celtics, and the Spurs. Now, of those teams, I'm sitting here thinking about mathematically who wants to take him and which team of those teams are really, because this report I heard follow up today is that his agent put it out there about those teams that are interested because their teams are not really interested. You know what I mean? Like they don't want LeBron to disrupt or try to mess up their money matching because everybody's concerned about, again, first and second apron and giving LeBron too much money, and you know what I mean, so much and so forth. So Howie, what's your take on this? LeBron has 10 potential suitors. Do you believe it's real? And where do you think he's gonna land? Because we always talk about where he's gonna land, but do you think his suitors list is real? Because I don't. I thought about this. I was like, I don't think he might not have amount of suitors that it seemed like. He might not really have 10 suitors. He might have.
Honestly, I'm gonna disagree with you. It may be more. I'm gonna be right.
Yeah,
I don't think it's less than 10 at all. You know what I'm saying? I think that people definitely want this man on their team. He's gonna bring in a lot of money. He's at the end of his career, so to speak. So I mean, people want him, man. They need that. That's ticket sales, that's revenue. Just got to talking about for a long time about the money and what the owners want. And they want the bread. They get LeBron James in their building. That's automatic sales, bro. You already know that. So jersey sales, everything is last year, potentially all this stuff. So I think it's more than 10 teams that potentially want him. And he's gonna go and get the best, option to him. I thought he was gonna go back to Cleveland, but now it's looking like he could a little bit further now. He may. Philly looks good, Miami looks good. These teams looking like they're ready to win. So, make that push. So I don't know. We'll see. But definitely think it's more than 10 teams that want.
I don't know if it's gonna be Philly because White Hawk just texted me 5-10 minutes ago saying Philly's already over the salary cap. So I don't know if it's gonna be Philly. But we'll see.
It ain't gonna be Philly then.
Yeah.
That would be the only thing, like you was talking about the apron, the only thing that will hold up LeBron coming somewhere. But
that's why I don't think it's gonna be 10 teams.
It's not 1 year deal anywhere he goes. But we got we'll see. We'll see. But
all right, D Jones, what's your take?
I'll be surprised.
Breaking news: the decision to LeBron's gonna be at Chick-fil-A and he's gonna tell everybody who we signing with. I'm sick of LeBron. Okay. Not of him watching him play because he's one of the greatest players to ever play the game. I love watching him play. Him and his agent and his friend, Rich Paul, threw out a subliminal last week by saying, hey, if the Knicks would have lost, then definitely LeBron would have been a Knick. And I believe that. And he just said, if Brunson make a call like, I want LeBron on the team, that's where you're going. So he threw that out there to Brunson to say, we know you the guy. If you want LeBron to come, he coming. But LeBron is going to go to the best possible team to win a championship. And you said a team I didn't think of. I can't imagine LeBron next to Wemby. That would be insane. So now I'm going with the Spurs, and that's a definite championship right there.
Yeah, but then if he gets on the Spurs and they don't win, people will blame LeBron. Do you think he'd do that?
It ain't
No,
gonna be
they
no
win.
don't win if he goes to Spurs.
No, they're winning. They're
It ain't gonna be
winning
no
the
don't win.
championship. If they don't win, it's because Wemby got hurt.
Right. Or their plane crashed
Yeah,
flying to the city.
something. If he don't play Wemby, it's a wrap.
Yeah. If he plays, well, I agree with everybody. If he plays for the Spurs, they'll win, bro. They're going
Honestly,
to win.
I think that's a no. I've been saying that for days. I don't know why he don't pick up the phone and go to San Antonio, because that's one thing that they missed when they were playing the veteran leadership in the game. That's what they missed, and nobody had it. Jay, where you see LeBron at with the 10 teams
And a perfect point guard.
Where you thought that?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely 10 teams inquiring for sure. And it would be 30, except the other 20 know that they ain't got a shot with him, so they ain't gonna bother. But it's really only 3 teams that I think that, that he's seriously considering. That is Cleveland. That is, of course, the Knicks if they're interested. And to me, the Miami Heat is where he's going to end up going back to, because he knows that Riles wants to win. Bam and Giannis being down there, that little point guard they got, man, that boy Cole, man, I like him. Plus, he shoots the ball well enough, to play off the ball. So I think Miami makes the most sense for him right now. They're gonna weigh it out, and let it play out, to make sure that it's the best deal possible. But Bron ain't trying to waste the last 2 years of his life just to sell jerseys for people.
Say NBA life.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. His playing life.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Just trying to sell jerseys, because see, other teams want him because what D. Jones said. If he's there, the arena packed. They selling the jerseys. He knows that.
That's what I was.
But he don't give a damn about that. You know what I'm saying? He wants to get at least 1, if not 2 more championships before he get up out of here. And I think Miami gives him the best chance to do that.
I think they one of the teams, but if he goes to San Antonio, bro, I don't.
Oh my God!
I don't see how they lose if he goes.
And they're young, man. So a lot of dudes haven't been paid yet.
Yeah, and they ain't got to worry about the apron, the first or second apron for the next 2 years. You know what I mean? They good. The only one they're gonna have to worry about is Wemby.
And he's never had a center like this.
Yeah,
never in life.
Ever.
Now, I'm gonna be honest. LeBron James playing with Wemby would be incredible. I would be really.
That's must see TV. That's must see TV. Because
way more than Steph Curry and LeBron James.
Yeah, that's must see TV.
I don't know. That's number 2 though.
That's not even number 2. But
I'm watching every game with him and Steph. I'm watching every game.
I mean, it'd be great, but the Wemby combination with him would be.
Plus them young guards, man.
I'd rather see him with San Antonio more than I'd rather see him with old ass Steph. To me,
but can you imagine? They would be on prime time every night.
They would.
Him and Steph would be. Lord, that'd be. I changed my mind. I want to see him and Steph.
But see, Frank, this is what I ask everybody, who will say, but why is LeBron trying to get this money, man? He 40, he 41, Okay. Tell me, what round of the playoffs did the Lakers lose in this year?
That's right.
First round or the second round?
I think it was first.
They lost in the second round.
Oh, okay.
And for the entire first round, and they beat the Houston Rockets.
That's right.
They beat the Houston Rockets, right?
Yep, that's right. And everybody
did Luka play in that series?
Everybody thought they were going to lose. Everybody picked the Lakers to lose that series.
Did Luka play in the series?
No, he didn't.
Did Austin Reeves play in the series?
2 games.
He did not play in the series at all.
A little bit. Okay. I thought he played a little.
LeBron James won the first round against the Houston Rockets with everybody except Luka and Austin Reeves, the 2 dudes that they played. I mean,
I think Austin came back, man.
He came back in the second round. He didn't play in the first round.
I don't remember. I really don't remember. But I'll double check. Yeah, this is a good debate. We can figure this out tomorrow.
Pay that man.
Pay him, but pay him in the San Antonio uniform. Like I want to see must-see TV. I would love to see that. Howie Bell, how can everybody follow you and we can roll up out there and what you got going on? I think the show's this week, right?
Man, it's this week, man. We on 144 Bleecker Street, man. In the Village, Smack Village, man. Come on down, man. The Legacy Club. We got Howie Bell and Friends. July 10th, man. That's this Friday. Make sure you meet us in the Village.
Who the friends, Howie?
I got a lot of friends. You know, we got some special guests this month. This month is a little bit of a mystery. So I got some people that's been calling me. So I haven't been putting it out there on advertisements, but it's going to be a hell of a show. If you're in New York and you love comedy, you got to come to Howie Bell and Friends July 10th. Jay will tell you it's a good show every month.
Always
man.
funny. Yeah, it's good.
It's always funny. We got really good comedians, a lot of local New York people, and then I bring people from out of town too. But this show's going to be incredible. Make sure you come. Hey, man, matter of fact, if you hear me right now and you wear your Knicks jersey, I'll let you in for half off.
Y'all heard that? Half off.
Exclusive.
Half off. What about?
If you got a Celtics hat on, it's cost you double. And you got to bring
triple.
some
It's triple.
And you got to bring some weed and some blunt and all kind of other stuff too.
Hilarious. Okay. I see.
I'll be in New York, Jay. I'll be in New York Wednesday morning, man. So let's go.
Okay.
I'll be in Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll get up.
Okay. Hey, my man D Jones, talk to me. What's going on in your world, bro? How can
313 D Jones. If I'm not with Howie Friday, Saturday I'll be in Detroit giving out clothes to the homeless. And I just want to say again, it's crazy. Did y'all know Frank used to babysit LeBron? That's how old Frank is. Happy birthday again, Franklin. That's an old day. They don't even make Franklins no more.
Thank you. All right. D Jones gonna have to go right now. I'm about to take him out. Jay, how you doing, bro? Tell everybody out there how they can follow you.
Hey, you can follow me at JD Hayes at Fanbase and D Jones like Frank named Rufus or something.
Yeah, I mean
Franklin. How many Franklins you know?
I don't know how to Franklin.
Hey, look, I know Aretha Franklin.
Like his name,
And she not here no more.
yeah, like his name Roosevelt or something.
There ain't never been no baby named Franklin. What's his name? Franklin.
we gonna leave on that note. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Come here, Franklin.
Back at 6 p.m. man. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Hey, what you need, yeah? Man, I got it, wow. What you say, hey? We about it,
You guys are nuts.